Hi, my name is Justin, aka Ghost Reader, and today I am going to be doing a TBR for the Reading Rush, which is happening next week. I was not planning to do this, but was convinced to do this by some friends from the Unfriendly Black Hotties group chat. And so, one, I wasn't going to do it because I have a whole bunch of books to read for review for August. And two, I would have to add books on top of what I was already reading to try to meet the challenges. But and I work full time, so uh, I thought it would be impossible. But I did come up with a way to kind of read stuff that fulfills those challenges while still kind of maintaining with the books that I have to read or books that I've already added onto my TBR that was already loaded before I did all this. So um, the Reading Rush, if you want to learn more about it, I'll place a link to the website down in the description box below. Basically, it's a week in July where a whole bunch of people, booktubers and people who just like books, get together and try and just read. And there are a bunch of reading challenges. There are challenges for people to Instagram and videos you can put up during the event in order to fulfill like other challenges that they have too. So if you want to join, I'll leave the website link down in the description box below. So let's go ahead and get into the challenges. So challenge number one is read a book with a cover that has the same color as your birthstone. So I was born in June, so there's pearl and there's alexandrite, and so I chose to go for the alexandrite one, even though it can change with the it can change with the color of light. I chose that one because it had a nice purple hue to it in the picture, and for that I chose Seven to Eternity. So basically, this is volume one of that series. I don't know much about the series itself, not even much about the premise, except for that there is the protagonist basically is dying, and he has a choice. He can basically help a group of people who are trying to um, fight this evil god that is ruling their planet, or he can actually join forces with the god that's ruling this planet and get everything that he ever wanted. So that's quite the choice. So I think it's going to be pretty exciting to see what this story has in store for the reader. And it looks pretty cool because it's like sci-fi / western. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty cool story. Number two, and actually as we go forward, I just want to say that a lot of these are going to be like comic book volumes, there's one manga that I have on here. Like I said, I didn't want to pick like a whole bunch of like books for this because I knew I would just start them and not finish them with everything else I have to do. So challenge number two is actually the only like full traditional book that I have on here, and I have it as audiobook, and that is the second challenge is read a book that starts with the word "the," and that is going to be The Wicked King for me. I actually was browsing my library catalog through Libby, and saw this available to borrow, and so just picked it up on the whim, and then the Reading Rush challenge came, and I was like, oh, I have the perfect one for that. So basically, this is a sequel to the Cruel Prince, which came out a while ago, and I read it when it came out. Just never got around to reading the second one. And so basically, this is continuing the story of Jude and Cardin. And it's been a while since I read it, so I don't remember all the particulars from the Cruel Prince, but I did like the Cruel Prince, so I'm looking forward to seeing what the second book in the series has in store. All right, so question number three, or not question number three, challenge three. I'm so used to doing tags. Challenge three is read a book that inspired a movie that you've already seen. So let's see. Yeah, so I haven't watched the movie for this yet, but by the time this comes out, I will have watched the movie for it, and that is Bloodshot. And so this is actually the whole series. It was 13 issues of this particular run that inspired the movie that came out in February, and because of the whole pandemic thing, got released pretty soon to like streaming services and stuff. So I'll watch it over the weekend, but basically this is about a guy named Ray. He wakes up with no memory of like who he is, but he's been turned into a super soldier by a shadowy government agency. and basically his body has been combined with these nanites that make him almost impossible to kill. So if he's really hurt, he just basically regenerates. So I'm really looking forward to this one because it's been on my shelf for a while. I really like the Valiant universe because it's like a shared universe, kind of like Marvel and DC are, with like the heroes, all the heroes meeting up and going in and out of each other's stories. But I haven't really, don't really know much about Bloodshot, so I'm really looking forward to digging into this after watching the movie. Challenge 4 is read the first book that you touch. And the first book that I touch is also the book that I dropped. So let's pick that up. So the first book that I touched is going to be this book I have called Liberty. It's also a graphic comic book volume. And this is a spinoff of a popular podcast, which I believe is called Liberty. And it's a sci-fi podcast, fiction podcast that you can listen to. And I haven't listened to it yet, but I went to a podcast convention and I met the creators of this, of Liberty and of this series here, and I bought it to support them because it sounded pretty cool. But basically this is about a group of people who are trying to fight, at least this story is about a group of people trying to fight a corrupt government on a planet that is far from Earth. So it looks like it's a pretty cool sci-fi, and this is self-published. It was actually funded through a Kickstarter. So I'm really looking to see what this has in store, and maybe if I really like it, I'll go ahead and listen to the podcast as well. All right, 5, read a book completely outside of your house. And of course, with everything going on, in fact that it's hot as blazes outside right now, we'll see if we do that challenge. Since I do have comic volumes here, it is possible for me to go outside for like 30 minutes somewhere and read, but if it's really hot, I gotta go out with a mask on. That may or may not happen. And then 6 and 7, I'm going to put together into one challenge. I'm going to meet both of these challenges with one book. And challenge 6 is read a book in a genre that you've always wanted to read more of. And 7 is read a book that takes place in a continent that's different than where you live. So for that, I am going to be reading Astro Boy. I've read Astro Boy when I was a young child. Going to the library, I would take out Astro Boy books, and this is actually, I believe, the first manga that I read ever. So going back to my roots, to my manga roots, and this is the first omnibus. So has like a whole bunch of them in there. It's thick. So I've wanted to read more manga. I don't really read manga too often, but so I wanted to read more of it. And this takes place in Japan, so it meets both of those challenges together. So I'll be reading Astro Boy, and for those of you who don't know, basically this kid was in this accident. He gets basically converted into like this machine and basically becomes a hero. He has adventures and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, that is my TBR for the Reading Rush. I wasn't planning, like I said, I wasn't planning to do this, but now that I am excited to get to these because they've been on my shelf for a while, and I've definitely want to read more stuff that's on my shelf because I'm almost always swamped with new stuff because I can't control requesting stuff on NetGalley. But for you watching, if you made it to the end, let me know down below if you're going to be joining the reading challenge, if you the Reading Rush event. If you are, what is your favorite challenge, and what book are you going to be reading for that challenge? Let me know down in the comment section below. I think my favorite one is going to be the last two because I'll be reading Astro Boy, and I really like Astro Boy. So that's it for this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at GhostReads28, on Instagram at Justin the Ghost Reader, and on Goodreads. The link to that is down in the description box below. So as always, keep reading, and Black Lives Matter.